Okay. Okay. All right. I'm not sure if I should start where I left off. Should I start where I left off then? Okay. So yeah, some of you have probably done some side gigs or had part-time jobs to maybe make ends meet, and none of that worked. But I'm here to tell you that none of that um, is like this. This is something different. So tonight, I'm asking you all to take all those opinions and all of those thoughts that you've had, set them aside for a moment, okay, and go into this with an open mind and listen to what these wonderful ladies have to say. I'm super excited to hear from them. So first off, I want to introduce my friend and my cousin, Leah Pearson. She is a homeschooling mom of three, and they do their best of homesteading as much as they can. I love to see all of their pictures and listen to all their stories. I love it. She also runs this business as a full-time career, and she gets a full-time income with it. So I cannot wait to hear what she has to say. Go ahead, Leah.
Thank you, Rachel. Yes, it's so fun doing this with family. Rachel and I are cousins. And so, yes, I am a Plexus ambassador. I have been for 4 years. I bring in significant income, probably about 4 times that of what I was making with the career that I had before I was a mom. So that's pretty awesome. And I have a 4 year degree, so college educated. And I can do all of that while being an intentional and present homeschool mom of 3 kids, like Rachel said. And 8 years ago, I honestly just kind of stumbled into this homeschool journey. So I'm a public school grad that never ever thought that I was going to homeschool, if I'm going to be honest. But my 3 year old just kind of begged me to start school, and I don't even know where she got that from, but she wanted to start school. And so I ordered some books online and we got started with preschool. And as I started, goodness, I just loved doing it and I soaked it up. And right around that time, my husband took a job in ministry, and we went from a really well paying job where we were very comfortable, above comfortable, I would say, to living below the poverty line within just a year's time. So we could not even afford to put groceries on the or food on the table. We couldn't afford groceries with his ministry paycheck. And honestly, my husband was just kind of scrambling between all these extra jobs, trying to put that food on the table and to help us get by. And I had always assumed that when my oldest was 4 or 5, that we were going to put her in a local private Christian school, the one that my husband attended when he was younger. And it became very evident that we would not be able to afford to do that. So reality began to sink in that we were going to have to explore some other options. And that is when it was put on my heart that I think I need to homeschool my kids. So out of necessity, yes, but also because I had found while doing preschool with my daughter, I feel like that was my warm up, that even though I assumed homeschooling was something that I would never do, as I stepped into it, I found that I deeply enjoyed it, and it was nothing like I had expected. And it was so much better and so much more rewarding than I could have imagined. Shortly after starting our homeschool journey, I had a life-threatening surgery, which led to several complications over the course of the next year. And I've always been a super active mom. Like Rachel said, we like to homestead. We like to be out doing things all the time. I love being hands-on with my kids, spending time with them, being intentional and engaged. And I went from that to post-surgery. I was a mom that couldn't get off the couch for months. I was in constant pain, many health complications, severe brain fog, memory loss, all the things. I could barely show up as a mom, let alone as a homeschool educator. So we did school sporadically because I didn't have the energy to show up every day. And even when we did get lessons in, I honestly could not remember what we had covered because my memory loss was so severe. So I struggled for several months. My husband was still gone a lot, bouncing between his jobs and in his ministry position, and not a lot of help. Money was super tight, and I just felt like I was running on fumes. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but my heart was just broken because I felt like I was missing my kids' childhood, and I was also doing a disservice to them with their education because I was not feeling my best. But of course, like most people probably, I just pretended like I was fine, right? Like I've got it all together, I'm good. And a few people really knew how much I was struggling, and I just did my best to get by in my day to day. And right around that time, as I'm struggling to make it through my days, a friend reached out to me about creating an income stream with Plexus, not knowing that I was struggling with all of these things. And at that time, like I said, I was struggling with my health, but our finances were a wreck too. We needed the additional income. And as a homeschool mom, I also was already feeling very stretched in the season that I was in. I mean, even if I had not had that surgery and all the health complications, as a homeschool mom, I'm sure you know, you feel stretched. You are pouring out a lot, right? Pouring out in big ways. So most of you here are homeschool moms, you get it. So I could not fathom how in the world am I going to add anything else to my plate? Maybe you can relate to that. My plate is very full. My plate is mounded. I don't know how I can do this. But as I listened to my friend share her heart and how she started this business, because she wanted to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and have those special moments with her kids, and how she had been making a significant income from her phone for several years, that she was just this normal mom of three kids as well. She lived right down the road from me. As I heard her story, I just kept thinking, you know what? I think if she can do this, I can do this too. And I was absolutely in a difficult place, but I had the realization that nothing changes if nothing changes. So, despite all of the hard things I was facing, I said yes to this opportunity, because sometimes opportunities don't come at what seems like a good time or a perfect time. There's never a perfect time, but God knows. And I just said yes because I knew that all of the hard things that I was going through, the things that I mentioned before, those were really honestly probably valid excuses as to why I could say, no, this is not for me. But I also knew that all of those things could be a reason for why I should say yes. So in that moment, I chose to just peel myself off the couch and pour into other people. And I jumped into this business opportunity with 2 feet. I matched my husband's income within the 2 month mark of starting my business. I paid off the remainder of my student loans at the 3 month mark. And then I was covering all of our family's bills at the 4 month mark of starting this income opportunity. So since then, my income has continued to grow. I'm one of the top earners in the company at this point. And this has just blessed our family more than I can put into words. We've been able to send my husband overseas 3 times in the last couple of years for missions without having to raise support, which is huge for us. We were just able to send him and not worry about him missing work. So he's had the flexibility to do what he feels called to do. We've been able to buy reliable vehicles for the first time, like ever. Praise the Lord for not having to pick my husband up off the side of the stinking road because his car broke down again. We've been able to cover homeschool costs, music lessons, dance lessons, all those extra things you want to be able to do. And most importantly, we've been able to give back in really big ways, which is really important to me. So Plexus has provided hope and breakthrough financially and with my health. The products completely turned my health around. They've enabled me to just really be that hands-on, energetic mom. I feel like I'm fun again. That's like a huge breakthrough because I felt like I was monster mom there for a while. So the income opportunity, it's given me the ability to dream big for my family, and I'm passionate about sharing this so that you know you can dream big too. And remember how I said I assumed homeschooling was something that I would never, ever, ever do. But as I stepped into it, I found that I deeply enjoyed it and it was nothing like I had expected. That's exactly what I found here too. Network marketing, I never ever thought that I would do something like this, but as I stepped into it, as I gave it a chance, I fell in love with it and it was way better than I expected. So rewarding. The compensation has been life-changing, and really with intentionality, I've been able to successfully work this business around schooling my kids, keeping faith and family at the top of our priority list. The hours are completely flexible, so you can go at your own pace. There's no quotas, anything like that. It's the perfect opportunity for homeschool moms to make serious money. Whether you want to work before your kids get up during the day, I do that sometimes, or maybe you have littles, you can work during nap time or after you put your kids to bed. The flexibility is a gift, and it is worth being open-minded about hearing more, exploring it, asking the questions. So I encourage you to have the conversation with the person who invited you tonight. I hope my story encourages you. My friend who helped me get started, it was her story that encouraged me to start. So I wanted to share my story, and Amanda is going to share her story in a minute too. So I hope that between our stories, they resonate and you dig in a little deeper. So Amanda, would love to hear from you.
Oh my goodness, Leah. I just love your story every time I hear it. In fact, it was your story that inspired me. So you had someone inspire you with her story that she shared, and you inspired me. As in 3 years ago in a Grand Rapids hotel, I was standing there like by myself, but in a room full of people. And I was listening to your story, and it totally inspired me and gave me hope that something like this could be for me. Because I think as a homeschool mama too, um, a lot of times you don't have that extra time. For one thing, I hear time a lot, and then I hear, oh, this couldn't be for me. I'm not really like that. I couldn't get up there and share my story, or I couldn't inspire others. But we are here to tell you, all it takes is telling your story, and you don't even know how many people you will inspire. It is just, it's God's work. I very much believe that. And as a normal mama, we can actually inspire others. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my house story. I've had an amazing journey, as well as my husband. But since I've been taking these Plexus for these products for over 6 years, um, I have been able to see so much growth in my healing journey. And one thing that sticks out to me the very most is that I lost my milk supply after my sixth baby. It was gone. It was nowhere to be found. And then I started Plexus after that. That's when my house spiraled. Started Plexus products, and by focusing on my gut and inflammation and keeping my blood sugars balanced and just giving myself that opportunity to heal, I was able to bring back my milk supply more and more and more with the rest of my babies. And I call them my Plexus babies, because it was such a difference in my pregnancies, in my recoveries, and just in the health of myself and my babies. So that was one win that I really wanted to share tonight. That was just on my heart. Other wins for me were energy, focus, and mood. And what doesn't need something like that in her life, right? That is a huge win. Who couldn't use that, right? And I wanted to say too, my kids also, they're just not as sick as often. And I have these clean energy drinks and these clean vitamins to give my kids. And I'm just thrilled with it, because I feel another aspect of homeschool mamas is we're pretty good at research, and we like to dig into things no matter what it is. So when I wanted to start my kiddos on a vitamin, I was thrilled that Plexus already had an amazing vitamin with a probiotic. So that's just one thing that I love about this opportunity, is that it's something that aligns with our values. And as I was able to dig into it, I just fell more and more in love. So, but we're here to talk about the business too. So because of Plexus, I'm a Ruby ambassador. So today was payday, and I sent my husband a screenshot of my paycheck, and with praised hands today, because I'm like, those 4 figures coming into our bank account every month has been such a relief. I stepped home from my job working as an RN. And so we lost a huge income, really. And with 9 children, and then after inflation and everything hit, this has been beyond a blessing. And I know that this can be for anyone. So because of Plexus, we have no longer been just having to make do. We're very frugally minded. You have to be, as a large family, especially in these days. But I'm able to stay home. If I didn't have Plexus, I would be out working again, because there's no way we could pay our bills. So Plexus has been wonderful. Also, I wanted to say too, homeschooling can be kind of a lonely endeavor. Can anybody relate to that? You are very focused on your family. You are dug deep, right? You're just in the trenches. And with Plexus, along came this huge community of amazing, like-minded mamas, trying to do their best for their family and sharing this with others. And it has just been such an amazing surprise blessing in our life. Friends like Rachel and Leah, I would never have known them before Plexus. So, and then all of a sudden, here comes a big team around me that I wasn't close to before. And we're just forming all of these amazing friendships. And they have been such a blessing in my life. So God had so much ready for me. I just had to start. So it's been incredible. And I love that I can be an example to my kiddos of the Proverbs 31 woman. I know that that is a highly respected Bible chapter for mamas who are trying to figure out, like, what can I do and have it honoring to God, right? So that is actually the verse in the Proverbs 31 where it says she knows that her products are quality, something like that, right? So I read that verse and I was like, okay, Lord, I know that the products are amazing. I know that I'm able to do this. I know what it's done for myself and my husband and my family, for so many other people who've shared their stories with me. So, and I go. And the work of it is, you know, a lot of you might be thinking, but I'm just too busy. I'm just too busy to do this. Well, I would like to just tell you, like, that's awesome, because busy people get things done. So it's amazing that you're busy. And I know that you will find the time. You're a mom, so I know you're creative. I know that you're a mom. So, I mean, you've had to be creative in order to survive certain stages of life. Am I right? So use that. Those gifts are just innate in you as a mom. And if you can use that and use this as an outlet for yourself, and then create an income doing so, it is just phenomenal, you guys. So I love that Leah shared about a friend telling her about this. Because another thing is also like the thought that, oh, I'm just not like that. I don't think that's for me. But I just want to challenge you. Why wouldn't you want to be that person who is offering hope to another person, whether it be better health or another income for their family? So we like to kind of think of it like we get to do this. We get to bring this to people. We get to offer this and we get to show them how. Never, ever are you ever alone in this great group of women. We we help each other. We laugh with each other. We cry with each other. We pray over each other. So if anything is holding you back, I encourage you to just talk about it with whoever invited you here. It's been such a blessing, and I just know that you can do it. I know that so deeply because I did it. Leah did it. And we're just so normal. Like we've said before, we're just so normal and we're very busy, but yeah, it's something that if you have any doubts, just voice them to whoever invited you, because we do that with each other too. Like our mentors have had to walk us through some different things, but it's always so worth it at the end to just grow through it and to show up better the next time. So that's a little bit about my story. We are very in love with Plexus here. I hope you can tell that. And I just hope you give it a really serious thought. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you, ladies, for sharing. You both are very inspiring to me. I just love hearing your stories. Two things that when I listen to Leah and listen to Amanda and I know them, there's two things that these ladies have that allow them to succeed in this. And I think they are consistency and passion. And those are two important things, two important traits that I believe that all homeschooling moms have, right? You have to be consistent with doing your work, and you have to be passionate for the people that you are helping, right? Your children, you love them. So I fully believe, like Amanda said, anybody can do this business and succeed in it. Okay, so we have talked about the health benefits from this, right? And the financial growth that you get with it, the amazing community of people that I was not expecting that I got from this. But there is another aspect of this company that I wanted to touch on a little bit, and it is the amount of love that this company has for all of their ambassadors. As homeschooling moms and stay-at-home moms like me, we don't always put ourselves first, right? We don't give ourselves a pat on the back for all of the hard work that we do throughout the whole year. Okay, maybe some of you do, which is great for you, but I don't. I'm focused on everybody else except for me. I'm always last. But Plexus has all these amazing opportunities and amazing trips and places that they send you on and take you places. In the last 4 years that I've been with Plexus, I've been to Florida and Disney, Vegas, some amazing resorts, and like a whole bunch of other places. And these are places that I would never have taken myself to. I would never have done that if I wasn't blessed with them. And also it gives me time to recharge as a mom, right? We all need that. And let's be honest, if mom isn't doing well, the family's not doing well, right? So it's really good to have that. And I'm super excited for this next adventure that they have for us. Right now, they are allowing us and giving us the ability to enjoy a cruise to the Bahamas. Like, holy wow, right? Like, that's where I was at when I saw that. I mean, an entire cruise ship, just Plexus people. Like, that's so cool to me. And I mean, sometimes, like I said, as a stay-at-home mom, I don't eat, I don't shower, I don't brush my teeth sometimes. Like, I am on everybody else's schedule. So to be able to pamper myself on a cruise, like, sign me up tomorrow. So that's what I love about that. But this is also not for those people that have been in this business forever. It could be you who sign up tonight, and in February, you could be on a cruise ship in the sun. Like, could you imagine that? Because I know that around February, that's when mama needs a break from school. And why can't I have it in the sun, right? Like, I would love that. Heck yes. So, another thing, one of our founders once said, if you are blessed, be a blessing. And they definitely turn that into their motto, and they live by that every single day. This is something that I love and I can stand by for sure. They take care of their ambassadors, and it definitely shows. So, anyways, we could probably all go on and on about this forever, but we're probably up past a lot of our bedtimes, which is mine. So we'll wrap this up here. First, I want to say that all of you are doing an amazing job by being homeschooling moms. Okay. If you heard anything on this call that piqued your interest, like Leah said, please contact the person that invited you here. For anybody that's like Michigan friends that are here at the end of this month, we're actually all gathering for like a barn get together. And we would love for you to join us. You could get to talk to more ladies like these wonderful ladies there. We have Genevieve, who is our Plexus Chief Field Develop Officer from corporate. She gets to come and talk with us. And then also, you get to enjoy some awesome food. So who doesn't want that? But thank you all for joining us. And I hope you all have a wonderful night and a good school year.